founding question today is, how do we make ourselves ready for Asian economic integration in 2015, and how do we win? How do we make ourselves globally ready? To segue from Cecil's discussion, I want to share with you what we are doing at Shore to make ourselves ready. So, my main discussion today will be on synergy between people and technology. So most of the things, some of the things are the basic things we're doing in HR that most of you are doing right now, but there is something that we are doing differently. Why we are confident that we will be ready. So allow me to share with you, in a nutshell, what was our history from 2005 to date and where we want to be years from now. So to start with, Shore was a consulting firm, an advisory firm in the BPO world in 2005. And then in 2010, our owners, Jonathan Smith and Richard Weatherstone, decided to have a call center, a contact center operations. And the goal was very conservative, just to have 50 to 100 seats, have a share of that business. But then we grow tremendously because of the people they have worked with during their consultancy stint. So in May 2012, another investor spurred the growth of Shore, and we become around 500. We became around 500, and then we launched the IT services business that covers application, development, maintenance, and other IT and professional services. And then another milestone was in December 2012 when we acquired the Rainmaker Asia. I know some of you know the Rainmaker Asia. And it brought us to around 1,200 headcount. And to date, we are at 2,000 strong workforce. And another milestone this year is we were chosen by SAP, or SAP Success Factors, to be their value-added reseller in the Philippines in their human capital management solution. And the beauty of that is we are using that technology. And that is why my focus is synergy between people and technology. So where do we want to become? We've heard the story of Convergys. We've heard the story of Sitel. These are great companies for us to look up to. What we want to become is to become the provider, the foremost provider of customized outsourcing solutions. That is our vision for ourselves. And how do we go there? How do we achieve that vision? One is to ensure that we continuously grow and we are continuously profitable and that we continuously make our customers happy. We delight them with our service. And how do we do that? How will we get there? So back to the basics. So we want to make technology our tool, our enabler. But at the same time, we want to be strong on the foundations. Because if there's no strong foundation in an organization, then even though we have the best-in-class technology, we will bound to fail. So we make sure that we are clear with our core values. We have the great Shore values, and the great stands for good governance, respect for ourselves and others, excellence in all the things we do, accountability, and teamwork. And our business strategy to make sure that this basic foundation brings us to the next level is synergy. And I'm sure all of us know this as well. Synergy is being able to come up with a sum that is greater than the sum of its parts. The whole that's greater than the sum of its parts. So we put the best in class human resources, and the top-of-the-line technology to come up with a third alternative or an innovative way of doing things at shore. So we call this thinking outside the box. So when we look at our people, we describe shore staff, shore workforce as collaborative. So we are in the working environment of teamwork, collaboration, family. So we always hear our agents say that they enjoy working at shore because they are treated as family members, that there is friendly working environment so that they can perform their best while in the office. That we are innovative. We always look for outside of the box, creative ways of providing solutions to our business and to our challenges. Yes, Becca? Okay. And then we are also consistent. So we are consistent in our messaging. We are consistent in the high level of service that we provide to our customers so that they will have a consistent, great experience all the time, every time. And we are authentic. We are in the business of people. So we want to make sure that we are real, we are authentic. We do what we say, and we say what we do. So these are some of the HR excellence or best practices that we have in HR. We have targeted recruitment. So we closely work with our clients to understand their business. Again, this has been reiterated in the previous talks, that we have to understand the business of our customers to make sure that we hire the right people to serve them, to provide them service. And then we do tailor-fit training programs, so we make assessments of what the skills requirements are. Heidi talked about the global competency framework. So we have competency framework for each role in the company. We also provide continuous learning and development, not only for the leadership group, where we have the so-called Flight Academy, so that they continue to upskill. But we also do that, do regular upskilling sessions with our agents. And we have consistent performance management, regular feedback to our staff on how they do well, on what areas of improvement they need to focus on, and innovative rewards and recognition program. So we have the Shore ACEs, we call it Shore ACEs, which we do quarterly, where we, of course, reward people, recognize them with all the employees around and the management team in their best-in-class work. So that's the people side. Of course, we need enablers for us to become winners and for us to get ready with the AEC 2015, with the global demands that are ever-changing. We need to have enablers. And Shore decided to choose SAP Success Factors. That we use this as our tool, as our enabler in the company to make our HR best practices more efficient, more productive, and that will bring us the results that we want for the company. So these are the challenges that we have, which I think some of you may also be experiencing in your respective companies. We have a continuous development of a company culture, because in 2012, we acquired Rainmaker Asia, and there was, of course, the original Shore, which has a different culture. Now we are on that stage where we need to have a one Shore culture, a new culture, a culture that is not a remnant of the Rainmaker or of the original Shore, but a new culture, which is one Shore culture. We also need to strengthen employee engagement, because employee engagement will be a critical factor, a critical driver to make sure that our strategies translate into business results. Why? I'll tell you more later. And then we address end-to-end employee life cycle. So from recruitment to onboarding, to learning and development, to performance management, employee engagement, etc. And we maintain visibility and integrity of employee information. So these are the short challenges on the HR world that we are trying to manage better. That is why we are implementing the SAP Success Factors. And we also have the IT challenges, which are the data security and data accessibility. So for the HR initiatives in making HR a force to drive a strategy for the business, these are the things that we look for or that we have prioritized in terms of the success factors implementation. So we make sure that the communication strategy is very tight and very strong, and that is provided by the Sap Jam feature, which is a collaborative and an engagement tool mainly. And then we also do the employee learning. We also do employee learning and development through Success Factor, and it is accessible to all employees, whether in their PC or in their mobile, or we may even provide a kiosk if necessary, because there are some accounts that do not allow access. So we are looking into that. So what is the big picture? The big picture is very simple. For us to achieve our business objectives, the level of service that we want to provide to our customers, we must make sure that our workforce, that our HR are motivated, continuously motivated, and they're happy working for us. Because if that's the case, they can translate that motivation into their best performance. And that will make our customers happy. And then we retain our customers. So we also talk about customer retention. And with a strong communication strategy, we make sure that all in the organization are aligned in terms of our corporate strategy and the culture that we are trying to develop and nurture in the organization. So these are the big threes: the employees, the customers, and the shareholders. So our business strategy of synergy must drive integrated human capital management. So we have a clear, short strategic objectives, and then we want the drivers. We have identified the critical drivers, which are alignment, productivity, efficiency, sustainability, scalability, and even security and compliance, which is part of our governance. And then, of course, we focus on hiring the right people, having the right things, such as goals and collaboration, compensation and rewards. We do the right ways in performance management and in succession planning, and we provide the right development for our people. And in using success factors as our tool, we have the right foundation, which is the core HR. So we have the employee self-service, the manager self-service, and the platform for integration. So why did we choose success factors? Because it is a platform, it is a business solution that is aligned to the kind of workforce that we have now. What are the kind of workforce that we have? Based on studies, 75% of the global workforce will be the millennials. Those who want, to do things in their work like the way they do things personally. For example, they do a lot of Facebook, they do a lot of LinkedIn or Twitter. So if we use the same in our business solutions or business systems, then we are already engaging them, engaging our workforce to be aligned with our business systems and business processes. So if we look at the goal there, It is better business outcomes. And for HR practitioners like us, it could be translated to increased retention, 100% compliance, a strong talent pipeline, and simplification of processes. But to get there, there are some roadblocks. The roadblocks of the gap in the generation of workers we have, the gap in the skills that we have discussed earlier, and the complex processes that the first speaker talked about, VUCA. Our environment is volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. And we do not know, even though we have data, we cannot really 100% predict what will happen. So these things, if we have strong foundation, strong enablers like what we are trying to implement in SURE, then we are at least have some comfort level that we will get there. It may not yet be 100%, like what Heidi asked a while back, but at least we are doing some of the things that we know will prepare us to get there. And aside from the technology is the requirement of engaged workers. Why is it that engaged workers are very critical to achieve the business results that we want for our company? Why? I think we all know. Engaged workers stand out. They bring extra mile, extra efforts to their role day after day. Because there is also an emotional connection to the company. They feel they belong to a family. They feel they belong to a company who cares for them and their families as well. So we must ensure that our workforce is highly engaged. But it's also a threatening fact, according to studies, that 66% of the global workforce is not highly engaged. So how do we encourage, how do we strengthen our engagement programs in our companies? So the success factors that we're using right now provides a total solution. It is a solution that can be, it is an application that can be accessible in one's mobile. And I believe the Philippines has the, highest user of cell phones or mobiles. And it is collaborative. It is inclusive. It was also mentioned earlier that our HR practice, our policies must be inclusive. It is inclusive because it is very accessible. And then it is very social. Actually, it integrates all the social media that we have right now. In our platform, in our JAM platform, which is the collaboration and engagement tool, it can link up to the Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn, and you can see it in one view. So this is the snapshot of how we implement success factors in our company, in SURE. So we see there the JAM. So this is the homepage of our Sap Success Factors, and we can see here the JAM tile, and then we have here some analytics, an example of which is the absenteeism, and also the head count, and some termination rate here. It also shows here the org, or the members of a certain organization, but actually it is configurable. So whatever way you want it, if it's along the line of best practice, it can be done in success factors. This is also how we drive the engagement, the employee engagement. So one example of our best practice in terms of social media engagement is our daily theme. Okay, daily theme. So for example, on Monday, we have the theme of Motivational Mondays. We know how hard it is to be motivated, highly motivated to work when you just come from a fun weekend. So we thought of having Motivational Mondays. And we also have People of Shore Tuesdays. So we feature our employees, and they see themselves in the job. And then we have I Am Shore Wednesdays. And then Throwback Thursdays, and TGI Fridays. So this is a collaboration between HR and the marketing team, our marketing team. And we have a very strong marketing team now, so that helps us out in all of this branding and collaterals. So this is the Shore Success Roadmap. So our implementation of success factors, we call it as Shore Success, and it is a part of our business transformation initiative, Shore Transformation Initiative. So as you can see there, we are going to use all the modules of success factor. So we have the recruitment, we have the onboarding, we have the employee central core, and we also have goal management and compensation. But right now, what we are using very strongly and very actively is the JAM, and we are getting a lot of positive feedback and positive involvement from our people. So, in terms of synergy, the best-in-class HR, or staff or employees, plus the best-in-class technology, top of the line, these are the results that we want to achieve. Best-in-class, continuously improving human resources, best-in-class technology and business solutions that we can offer as well to our clients, business excellence that translate into increased customer satisfaction and retention, better efficiency, more efficacy, higher productivity. A high-performing and highly engaged culture, a strongly collaborative team and fun environment, and a continuously learning and innovating team workforce. And all these things will make us ready to win globally, ready for 2015. So it's not as simple as changing the words. It could be a change in process, a change in the organization, a change in the initiative, but still a change. We should continue to innovate for us to become ready for the AEC and for whatever the global requirements will be in the years to come. So allow me to use our hashtags. I am sure, we are sure, and we are your partners in the cloud and on the ground. That's from Success Factors. Good day, everyone.